That's why I'm happy we come together on this fabulous Friday. We call it Family Faith. So that's my opening remarks as far as encouraging words and what the Holy Spirit does to all of those who believe in love, who believes in light. And as you can see on my wall, to give the motivation, but we living with love, joy, and hope. Love is the thing that keeps us alive. Mr. Winslow says, living our vision every day. Joy is Jesus, others, and yourself, which comes every morning when the sun rises. And hope, having only positive energy. That's what keeps a smile on our face. That's what keeps us laughing, singing, and dancing, and truly enjoying heaven on earth. Paradise is what we create. So we have an opportunity to create whatever world we desire to. And that's because it's the power within us that gives us the ability to be alive. That's what they say we'll have more life. Now, we born with life, but then once we get understanding of what the word brings, we have more life, and we could be that radiant light that shines upon others. And that's why I declare that we are the lights of the world. So I'm honored to be here with you guys and an opportunity to share every day, every moment to just be a light in the world for others, for yourself, for your family, and whatever we decide to create in this world that we call being alive. So I'll pass it over to Mr. Winslow if you want to share anything for opening remarks.
Opening remarks. I do have some water here. I was exercising this morning, but just the privilege of prayer. That's what I'm hearing here. The privilege of prayer. And I'm looking at a book here that I found, but I know I didn't find it. It found me. God gave it to me because I know the author, E.G. White. I'm familiar with her, E.G. White. But when I found this book, it was on the ground, and I don't know, something in my spirit prompted me to look at it. But then when I saw it, it kind of looked a little dirty, and I'm like, should I pick this up off the ground? But then I say, I have to pick it up off the ground because of what it says on the cover. It says footsteps, a closer walk with Jesus. I'm like, how could I not pick it up off the ground? God has given me so many things in my life in this peculiar way. And this is a peculiar way. And in this particular chapter of this book he gave me, A Closer Walk with Jesus, it's called The Privilege of Prayer. And he was telling me, Terence, prayer is the opening of your heart to God as to a friend. And so I think about friends, Facebook friends, authentic friends, friends in Christ. And I have all these unique type of friends. Some of them know the Lord. Some of them know that I know the Lord personally because they've been hearing me talk about the Lord since I was 14 years young. And some of them have really been like, do you really believe that, Terence? I'm like, do I really believe it? Man, I authentically live this every day. And it's an action-packed thriller. It's like Psalms 118, verse number 24. This day belongs to the Lord. Let's celebrate. Let's be glad. See, God taught me to look at life as though I'm a new creation every single day and thank him for the gift of this day. As I open my eyes to the blessings right in front of me, they're everywhere. I can forget the past. I don't even need to look too far in the future. Blessings are right in front of me every day. But he also said, how many times do you hear people say, as soon as I get it right, as soon as I feel better? I was just listening to a call earlier, but I like how the person, they didn't use it as an excuse that they were sick, but they did kind of, clear up the raspy voice and say, I'm glad you followed up with me. It wasn't me making a call. It was my spouse making a follow-up call on a Friday. And I was glad to see her doing it. But when the gentleman said, I'm working on a project in this city and state, And I thought about again what you guys are talking about, the privilege of prayer. You know, Jesus himself, he dwelt among men. That's the most powerful and profound thing I could think about when I think about my relationship with Jesus. He walked the face of the earth, literally, no question of it. But he also identified himself as the savior of the world, the light of the world, the bread of life, son of man, son of God. One of the most important things that I learned from my relationship with Jesus was he was often in prayer. He was often in prayer. So I'll land my opening remarks right there. Prayer is a privilege, a privilege. And if my mentor has always found himself in prayer, and this is someone I always wanted to emulate, be just like, man, I wanted to be just like Jesus. Jesus, others, and yourself. He the one taught me joy. He taught me, hey, don't even worry about the circumstances. Everything that happens is not happening to you, Terry. It's happening for you. It may seem like it's hurting or it's hard. That's how I knew when I first met you two gentlemen. Even Anthony, when I met him as a teenager, I've met other teenagers. I have some teenagers that I met in my life that they have 9-year-old sons now, have been married. Some have been married and divorced. Some people, I am their godparent, and I've never met their children. I'm like, Terence, man, I tell my son about you all the time. I'd be like, man, I ain't seen you in like 20 years. I see you on Facebook every day. Man, I love you. I tell my kids about you. I pray for you every day. Man, you don't know how many things you've helped me with in your life. Man, the privilege of prayer, though, Terence, you always be praying. I say, man, if you grew up in humble beginnings like I did, you would know God like I do, and you would know the power of prayer. Because if God is all you had and prayer is all you knew, you would know the power and the privilege of prayer. Thank you for allowing me to share my opening remarks.
No.
Hey man, that's a profound word, and that's definitely something that carries power, carries love, carries light, and creates change, the change we would like to see. And for the purpose of this call is to be intentional about sharing just that type of word that will be recorded, so the future will be able to stand on that type of foundation, something that withstands the test of time. Those things of the earth, they dwindle under time. Even us as flesh, we over time our body gets weak. If we have fruit, eventually it decays. If we talk about fancy cars, eventually they become rusty. But it's the word, it's the spirit that will forever reign. And I had to teach some of my students that the other day. Like I said, what does it mean to reign? They said, when the sky brings down water. I said, yeah, that's rain, but there's another type of rain as well where you're able to rule. And that's what the word and the spirit within us gives us the ability to reign our own life, be in control of how we feel, how we think, how we move forward, and to know the good energy that gives us life. I think that's something that is invaluable. Something you can't pay for, something that monetary doesn't relate. You know, it's something that's, I call it priceless. So with that being said, the agenda says we have an opportunity, 15 minutes apiece, and we wanted to have a presentation to share something. I would like to share a few updates that we have here for the youth, with the HonuaTree platform, as academics, and being more focused and in tune with how we could help the future, and that's through the mindset, being able to help to create tutoring opportunities, helping to close the achievement gap by giving all students access to a virtual online space where they can not only engage in mentorship, but also get diagnostic tests to figure out where they are. Are they at grade level? Are they above grade level? Are they below grade level? And we have the tools and resources to help guide them to wherever their goals are and what they want to achieve in life, who they want to become in life. So I appreciate that. And like you mentioned, it's iron sharpening iron. And I have the opportunity to be with my business partner, young CEO out of Las Vegas, Mr. Anthony Benson, Pinnacle Status, on top the brand of marketing technology. And I love to open the floor up to you because you have the great connections and opportunity to, like you mentioned earlier, have some great just opportunity to connect with world renowned leaders. And as you experience their journey, travel abroad, and opportunity to share with us on this call so we can all be enriched by their journey and this kingdom building together. So I'll pass the floor over to Mr. Benson.
Yes, sir. Greetings. For the warm introduction. So again, my name is Tony B. I am the owner of a company called Pinnacle above me, and we help people with marketing technology. As of recently, we've actually created a technology that I'd love to show more specifically and share my screen and just kind of get into the nuances on how we can help people in the industry based off of a lot of the issues that I've experienced working with clients, and then how our company has really come into the market to really bring a product that can help. So we've created a product called Bot Close. And essentially what this is as a new startup, is an AI, of course. A lot of people are very wanting to get into the AI field. And with our ability to know a lot of the issues, typically when we have clients coming in, they need one of two things. It's either outreach, obtaining new clients, getting leads, right? Or qualifying, closing those leads. And not only that, maybe obtaining referrals, reviews, and going beyond the sale that a lot of people are lacking or not following up on. And that's where we've wanted to create a product that can essentially be trained and as an employee on your team, as somebody, as an assistant, to where you feed it the information, the promotions, the incentives, the data sets for your business, and the leads that are coming in as well. It's great for inbound leads as well as outbound leads. And myself and my team are working on being able to allow this initially free to the market for trial usage, and obviously, be able to have this showcase what it can do for a business before they commit to anything long term, which is very innovative, kind of where we see the chat GPTs and a lot of these AI, which is what we use as the back end. And for us to kind of now leverage that platform and just create a product around it, we see the value in this now to bring it to the market to where our value proposition of it being more of human-esque, sending dual messages, however you train it really is up to you. We do have an example of us having a full conversation with the AI and us not needing anything to do. And typically we can plug in with any CRM. We do have one that we like to use for communication purposes, text messages, emails, WhatsApp, you name it. We have all communication channels, and the bot can connect with really any network that you want, but it does natively want to live in a platform where you can have the person's data touch points of whatever your business is offering, what they're interested in, and then now the bot can use that to really create these custom conversations for these individuals as a human, and knowing all their touch points for you, and us being able to now use this on the front end. Let's say you want to reach out to somebody directly into their Facebook Messenger and start the conversation with the AI, and it can completely follow up and book, close, confirm, even get you paid if you just have people that want to show up on the call qualified, ready to go, and paid and booked. There's many layers on how we can do this, even training people's sales teams. So again, don't want to take too much time. Just wanted to really showcase the innovation of this product that myself and my team are really coming to the market strong with, seeing the value of this, and now looking to really implement this in businesses so that we can really see the impact. Because again, if I hand something to somebody very innovative, a lot of the time it just kind of sits there and doesn't do anything. But something like this, where it's working 24/7, 365, I think now I really see how much impact we can have in a company by qualifying a lead and closing them as soon as possible, because that's the biggest turn up in the business, is how fast that lead comes in interested to close. And now we can really streamline that for every company. So again, thank you, gentlemen, for letting me share, and pass it over to you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Benson. That's some great technology. I definitely can see how it can be helpful, especially for an organization where you're working with a large group of clients, or even at a school where you have tutoring going on, and you want to have some type of assistance in answering questions. Having artificial intelligence, chat GPT, is a super handy tool to have, and definitely to see that being integrated into even the information that I would like to share today in regards to opportunities for educators and community leaders to help boost the academic and social emotional wellness of the community and the schools. But like you mentioned, as the moderator, I want to pass it over to the guest first and have an opportunity to allow you to share if you would like to at this moment. Mr. Winslow.
Thank you, Mr. Lyons. Um, what I like the most about what I'm seeing here today is you guys' growth as humanitarians, growth as entrepreneurs, and growth as, just a person, a youth, a man, a leader. You know, that's where I know sometimes people look at the entrepreneur journey, it's about money. No, that's one component. It's really more so about who you become. And when I look at you guys on this particular platform, Ring Central, or how Anthony is presenting that bot close, that is good for him to get that experience. So let me use my time here, which is 15 minutes or less. I want to talk about a couple of things. Number one, leading with questions. But why the best leaders ask the most questions? So let me open up with a quote. This is a Bill Gates quote. As we look ahead to the next century, leaders will be those who empower others. Bill Gates. How do you empower other people, though? How do you really do it? Well, there's an approach that I learned many years ago. The book came out when I graduated high school. I know the author of the book. The most powerful thing about the book, many of you know the impact of the book, but you may not know the author. The author name is Michael Gerber, Gerber. I mean, in this book, it almost revolutionized business. It's called The E-Myth. But the book that he dropped that really changed the game was The E-Myth Revisited. Why most small businesses don't work and what to do about it. So he dropped this book, and it forever changed my life, because at the time I owned a real estate broker, and I was like, man, that's me. That's my struggle. That's really my struggle, because it really spoke to the E-Myth was about your business, your life, and the relationship between the two. And the whole approach of the book was to not only change your business into one that was world class, but not to do it at the cost of your life. It was to really understand how to do it. And so the book hits three things that I want to hit on why the best leaders ask the most questions. It hit, a technician. Well, what is a technician in the business? And I understand that most people, they start their business because they are focused on making and selling and delivering it. That's what a technician does. That's what they're focused on. I'm focused on working on making it happen. Now I got to sell it. Now I got to present it. That's the technician. But then there's another hat that you wear in business called the manager, and the only way you can really truly manage things is through people. But then now when you manage them through people, what do you got to have? You got to have systems. You got to have systems because people are leaders. People are not just a iPhone, a computer, a pocket computer, a desktop, a Zoom, a Snapchat. Mm-mm. So you got to put systems in place, and that's what we're all in. We're all in a lot of systems. Even the bot clothes, Ring Central, Facebook. Many of those platforms started off free, freemium. They have a free, but even now, my LinkedIn profile, I pay $100 a month to use my LinkedIn. It's called Sales Navigator. And so many people, because I know if I don't pay it, I tested it for many years. I'm like, why am I paying this amount of money? But if I don't pay it, I want to see how my LinkedIn profile and the position of it change. It would like go cold. So from a manager standpoint, I understood I needed to have that system because people on LinkedIn, it's not like Facebook. They're not being social. People on LinkedIn, the average income earner on there, $150,000, $200,000 earner. They're six-figure earners. People on there really professional headshot. They tell you almost like a resume about themselves. And they have connections. And you may be able not to close them or they close you, but you can collaborate. And I have a lot of collaborations through LinkedIn. That's what makes me an entrepreneur. And that's what the E-Myth was all about. Making sure you understood the difference between a technician, being a manager of your life, being a manager of your household. It don't matter if you're single, LGBT, AI plus, or married, or single mother, single father. You still have to manage your life. You still have to manage your business. But as an entrepreneur, what does the entrepreneur do though, Terence? The entrepreneur focuses on the future and closing the way business is done today, the ultimate vision of the company. So I want to leave you guys here today with seven reasons why it's so important to understand the three distinct personalities living inside every business owner. And they may have never been waking up to it, but there's three personalities living in every side of every business owner: that technician, that manager, and the entrepreneur. Those are the personalities living inside of them. But they gotta know how to wake them up. Well, I'll land my plane and the bulk of my time with these seven questions. Number one, you ask questions. Number one, you ask questions to show people on your team respect. Have you ever been to a presentation and the person has really gave a great presentation or an average presentation? They say, "Do you have any questions?" And it's like crickets. Nobody has no questions. And, if you're a savvy presenter, you may say, either I've done a real good job, which I recommend you do that when no one has questions. Either I did a real good job, I answered all your questions, so I know I closed and we're ready to move forward. So only thing you probably need to know is my price points. But so I have a question. But again, asking questions shows people respect. Number two, you could transfer your influence in any environment just by asking a question. You might understand the person in the room. You might be friends with the person. They may be a coach, a mentor, a colleague, a business owner. They may say something in a manner, and you can ask a question and say, you know what, Tony, I like what you presented about bot clothes, but I do have a question. What did you like best about what you saw when you got involved with bot clothes? That's a way to transfer your influence to them. It lets them know you understand them. You want to feel understood by them telling you what's got them so excited. The third thing asking questions do, it gives everybody a voice. It may be a person in the team or on the team who just has classified themselves as an introvert. They don't do a lot of talking. They don't like to talk a lot. That's okay. Sometimes you just want to give them an opportunity to be heard by asking them a simple question and putting them in a position to answer that question and be a part of the the dialogue, the conversation. The fourth thing, and this is one of the most powerful reasons to ask a question, especially for people who talk a lot and who love to just go, 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 and they want to get everything out. You want to ask them a question to learn how they think. They could be a one-dimensional thinker, or maybe a two-dimensional thinker. They could be a three-dimensional thinker. But four-dimensional thinkers, you hear a spiritual undertone in their conversation. One-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional thinkers, you probably will never hear grace and mercy in the conversation. You probably will never hear acknowledging God, whether it's winning a Super Bowl. You could just see it when Mahomes, the first thing he said, I just want to thank God and my team and for being challenged. So again, fourth reason is to learn how people think. Number 5, to engage the process. That's one of the most powerful things you can do with asking questions, especially team members. It gets them involved. It allows them to voice their opinion. Sometimes people have never been heard from in their household. Dominant father relationship, dominant mother relationship. Now they go into corporate America. Still doesn't get heard. They may be working in the community. They're young in their business. They don't have a lot of experience. Or even if they get experience, they may be working in environments to where they may not get recognized. Asking questions will engage them in the process. The final 2 reasons, 6 and 7. Asking questions, it'll uncover hidden concerns. Sometimes people have concerns, but no one ever got it out of them. And you guys may not be familiar with it. And I'm going to tie this final question and this 6th question to hidden pioneers, because you both are connected to some of the most smartest, brightest people on the planet. And there's a summit going on February 23rd, February 24th, February 25th. And I'll land my plane. The 7th reason you ask questions is to develop a better solution. To develop a better solution. And see, when you ask questions, not to put people on the spot, but to get the ideas to flowing, to get people to engage, to get people to have a voice, to transfer your influence. Guess what you're going to get? You're going to get genius in those environments. So again, to uncover concerns, I want to share with you guys the Black History Month's Global Summit. It's the 4th annual Hidden Pioneers. You may not even be aware of this. The title sponsor, $100,000. If you can bring sponsors to that event, all the way up to what they're requesting, $100,000 all the way down to $2,000 and $3,000 placement. That's a 20% commission to you. 20%. If you can attend the events, these are the events. The first event will be on Friday, February 23rd. That'll be at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Why is it so important if you could attend that? Number one, it's in Diamond Bar, California. You may have never been to Diamond Bar, California. Diamond Bar, California, but what's the location? SEMA Garage. SEMA Garage. You may not even be familiar with SEMA. I would definitely do my due diligence. All capital letters, SEMA, SEMA. Most SEMA have a major event in Las Vegas every year. I think to walk on the floor is $200, or you have to have your membership in SEMA to even attend. And I know that membership is an annual $200, and most of their events are $2,000 to attend. But you're gonna get to attend Hidden Pioneers event in Diamond Bar if you can make it in the SEMA Garage on Saturday. We'll be with the mayor of Rialto from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And at every one of these locations, CSI, William Montgomery, he's going to get presented with his award. He just won a Lifetime Achievement Award for his work with Prime Motivation. I challenge you guys to do some information about Prime Motivation. Prime Motivation, they create educational experiences. Been doing it for a lot of years in Southern California. But again, the mayor in Rialto, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you can get there, I just spoke with Miss Lynn Crandall about this. If you can attend these events, be there, because people are going to be acknowledged, and you guys need to be acknowledged for your work. And if you can't, you send somebody. Let them get knowledge on your behalf. Transfer your influence. If you can help them with sponsors, I'm telling you, I got emails on all this stuff. From a $100,000 sponsor to a $50,000 sponsor, come on Monday's call, all the way down to summit donations to $100, food sponsors, $500. You may know people who got food trucks. They could just show up with a food truck or whatever. Whatever you can do to sponsor this event. The last day is Sunday. That one will be in the Tyler Mall. Again, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tyler Mall on the second floor. That's in Riverside, California. Again, I wanted to take these 15 minutes, talk about leading with questions, how it provides solutions, edify Black History Month, and the 4th annual Summit for Hidden Pioneers. Thank you for allowing me to make this presentation today. I turn it back to our leader, moderator, cracking the genius code, Mr. Wayne Lyons, CEO, Empire for the Youth. Mr. Wayne Lyons, Executive Director, Empire for the Youth. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Winslow. And it's always an honor and a pleasure to be in your presence, just iron sharpening iron. And it's the personal development that we get from the wisdom you share, as well as the business development and all the relationships that you've established over your career, over your time in business. And, it's an honor to understand the power of mentorship. And I definitely want to give a shout out to CSI Bill and the great work that he's doing. And definitely, it's an honor to be able to help promote the message. That's what we call kingdom building. All the way in California, here in Chicago, spreading the word. And the best way of marketing and promotion is through word of mouth. So there's an opportunity to share for the people who are there in person and all the people who aren't able to make it. But by us sharing this message, they could go to the next event because it's annual. So it's an honor. And it's, in regards to just liberating the people, just continuing to help shape the minds, hearts, and spirits of all those who want to become better, who want to contribute to making the world a better place. That's what we're here for, and it's an honor. And as we close out this call, I wanted to share more about just the HonuaTree platform. And let me get my screen share going. Let me know when you guys are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
All right. So just talking about the HonuaTree, you guys still able to see? HonuaTree means caring for and protecting
Yep.
everything that makes up our world, land, oceans, and living beings, cultures, and communities. So in regard to us being focused, we narrowed it down to the academic support and being able to create tutoring businesses for educators. So supplemental income to go after Title I funding and federal funding to help support the academic achievement gap. So talking about education professionals engaged in the transfer of knowledge, foundation of academic development. So we're talking about how we not only personal development, spiritual development, financial development, business development, all in one. We helping entrepreneurs, community leaders create their own business. Educators get supplemental income by taking the additional 2 hours to give those students who want to get better the resources they need to become better. So academic resources, math basics, language arts, social sciences, occupational skills, so trades, hands-on learning, physical education, social emotional learning. That's something that I do often here in Chicago, working with the schools at Madison and helping to create certificates, give people opportunities with the paid model. I know they have this Justice 40 initiative where they have a pay to learn. So giving our students an opportunity to earn while they learn. So they're able to be more focused and engaged because we understand that life circumstances happen. Mom, dad, they have things where cause the struggle to focus where we got to make sure our bills are paid, we get food. So rather than them having this idea of what's the point of going to school? We give them opportunity to get income through these different programs, and our educators same as well. So talking about what programs we have, we're going to go to our different programs, but our affiliate programs. So talking about how each of us, I'll give it what's up here, our affiliates. So what it would look like as an affiliate. So even Pinnacle, you guys could become an affiliate. CSI Bill, the Hidden Pioneers, they've become affiliates. So how do we expand across the globe? So Mr. Harrell is I call it Chief Technology Officer. He's the one who has the back end knowledge of how all of these programs and links connect with each other. You have Empire for the Youth, you have Freedom Consulting, you have the Hidden Pioneers, and that's the goal to get at least 100 different affiliates by the end of this year to showcase our expansion, our ability to collaborate, our ability to provide resources to every state, every city throughout the nation. And as you look at what an affiliate looks like, here's an example of Empire for the Youth and how, whatever the founding organization stands on, whatever their principal background is, you're able to have a profile, a directory where you could become marketable, become, more visible to the public eye, search engine optimization, a free call follow up, sharing information. But here's what the curriculum will look like. So for the students, when you come on, how do you get the help? How do you get the social emotional learning, the academic support? How do you get the resources to become your full potential? Here's how they do it, and it's all free of charge to engage in the community. Also, like we said, we get incentivized for being able to be participants in these programs. As you see, $50 gift cards. We'll have opportunities to attend different events. Mr. Benson, you were there present in Virginia when we did the Juneteenth event. They had the gaming truck. So all of these different activities we want to bring to your community. And how do we do that? Just finding out where a student is. We have third-party curriculum that we integrate into these systems. So the teachers, as they build their profile, we help them to facilitate whatever academic, whatever social emotional learning they would like. That for fourth grade diagnosis. Oh, I gotta log in so you can see it. Hold on. So it's a study out, and you'll get a pass for the sake of time. These are different math tests that a student would be able to take as they become a student, just enroll. So we have different curriculum: math, language arts, science, social studies, and then as you see, we have a list of different topics, courses what those courses look like. You can see here the full overview of what the curriculum is. Got from fourth grade up to eighth grade, social studies, world history, language arts, as well as for the high school. All of this stuff is integrated into the platform. Language arts, English, history, and it gives a breakdown for the educators. What would that look like? This is a self-scored course that teaches concept algebra, computing. Each lesson contains 20 to 50 multiple choice questions, so the person knows what they're getting out of each lesson. So you have a almost like guidance counselors to help facilitate the learning process and to help students with the learning curve when they're struggling. We just find out where they are. And then here's the things for social emotional learning. The Empire for the Youth curriculum, talking about introductions, having the proper manners, dress code, how you prepare for being good leaders, career explanation, interviews, internships, positive social media use, how not to become stressed and overwhelmed by all the things that's being on social medias, self-worth, understanding who you are as a person, how do you solve problems, and then we help to train, like you say, train the trainers. So we have an opportunity to call us and learn how all this technology works and how you can set up your profile, how you can become your own affiliate and create your own virtual business. And you don't need a brick and mortar office anymore. You can create a virtual office space where people can come to you. And as you see, these are some of the things we do here at Madison, the second step program, working on social emotional learning. I'll click on that. So using blogs to kind of facilitate and guide any audience members of ways to become helpful. So marketing tools, that was through Mr. Harrell and facility access and being able to help become your own business owner by helping other businesses with marketing. We have tools. All you got to do is click on these links and you can learn all about them. Also when we talk about hidden pioneers, all the different West Point, we got this information from Mr. Bennett. And working with West Point summer camps, internship opportunities through hidden pioneers and cybersecurity. So just having an opportunity to display and engage as well as facilitate resources to the community. There we spoke about CSI Bill, the great things that he's doing, getting acknowledged by the White House. As we can see, it's all legitimate, but a person don't know until we show them. So this is our opportunity to bring these resources to the community. Talking about that Juneteenth event, that's what me and Mr. Benton, basketball camps, that's what we do here in Chicago. Just all different type of activities, interactions, social emotional learning. How do we engage the youth? How do we keep them encouraged? What's our best method of, second step programs, curriculum, HonuaTree, learning about it? How do we share and teach others how to use these resources? We want to bring them all to you guys and, showcase the volunteers that wants to eventually become business partners so we could all facilitate large contracts through the government. And we are the government. The government is the people, and we are the people, and the people have the power. It is all having the, like Mr. Winslow said, the tools, the systems, and the protocols so we could align each other and become effective in working together. We could streamline the resources that those people like Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, who are financially able to contribute, they could distribute the funding and we could give it to the community. So it's top down, bottom up, lifting as we climb. And we just wanted to share what the future is. The future is the youth. And we're here as collective. That's the HUD STEAM Net. That's Autumn, Virginia, the HBCU Resource Center, people working with HUD communities and just sharing the resources and the collectivity of how we work as a team. So that was my presentation in honor of Dr. Rhonda Dula. And that's a monument from to honor to honor our heroes, and they're still alive. So, like we say, we give them their flowers while they're here. Let me stop the screen record and just want to say thank you for being present, and any wishes, wants, needs from the opportunities of what's been presented, and how we could collaborate, how we could align our resources, our passions, and it's teamwork that makes the dream work. So I want to open up to the floor and everyone who's here present. Thank you for being present. Thank you for your commitment to serving the community. And what can we do to help each other be successful? That's what this time is all about right now. What can we do to help each other win?